All right, October. Another late one, but not as bad as September was. Anyway, so a lot of things happening that past month. To start, two different monster collecting, raising related games came out same month, which occupied the majority of my time. Let's just say that. First one that came out was the newest Digimon game, Time Stranger, which was very much anticipated for quite a few years. There was like a little tease on what the theme was going to be, and then we heard nothing until like a few months ago where it was like, hey, this is happening. And it's happening really soon. It's like, oh, okay. And I played that. It was a lot of fun. Probably the best of the story games, to be honest. Mostly in that the level design isn't a complete maze mess of just bland, simple things. There's a couple that aren't great, but the majority are a lot nicer to look at and go through. New evolutions are fun. The combat is a little more involved, which is nice. I got to use a lot of favorites and some new stuff, which was great. And then, like 2 weeks later, the new Pokemon game dropped in. That I still am messing around with that. Played through that pretty quickly, got through all the story stuff, all the side quest stuff, finished all the tasks. Yeah, I pretty much completed the game. And then did a bunch of ranked stuff. But no, that one's also really fun. I was surprised how much I enjoyed the more real-time battle system that is, where moves are on cooldown instead of, I go, you go, depending on the speed sort of thing. Yeah, I think it's a nice, fresh take on the combat formula. New megas are fun, some more than others, but overall, I'm pretty pleased with them. And yeah, we already have new DLC coming in a month from the time of this recording. It's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, my spooky October month has been full of nothing but monsters, but not the usual kind of spooky monsters, although there were ghosts involved. They just weren't the most predominant thing. But yeah, looking forward to the DLC stuff, looking forward to more online battles, because strangely enough, the online's actually really enjoyable, all things considered. A lot of people were worried that it would be a huge grind to get some of the exclusive Mega Stone things, but first one took me less than 40 minutes to get, so, and then this new one was like 2 battles, done. So yeah, now I'm just doing it because I'm enjoying it, which is probably the best result for that. And yeah, that's been most of my game stuff. Although I did finally get around to playing Signalis, which a lot of people have been recommending, and I just hadn't gotten around to it, but finding it's only like 7-ish, 8 hours to go through. I was like, all right, sure, we'll go for it. And yeah, it was really cool, really atmospheric. I caught on to a lot of the different references and inspirations for the game, which was fun for me because I'm a big trivia nut on these sorts of things. But yeah, fun game. Very, very hard into the old Resident Evil and Silent Hill style inventory and puzzle mechanics stuff, so I was familiar with that, but it's been a while. Didn't get to do a lot of horror game related stuff, but I was glad to at least get that one in. And on the note of Halloween, that's been like a big thing this month for my workplace, where put on parties for all the different classes. And because of how the schedules and shifts line up, I ended up with the most parties. I had to do like 7 or 8 different parties, depending on how you count them, with many different students, and it was exhausting in some ways, but that also means I didn't have to do any real work, just games and activities, which that was fun. Also got to have some extra time off because we crammed a bunch of classes together, so that was neat. We'll get to do that again in December, so I'll be looking forward to that. In the meantime, though, got a lot of other busy stuff these next few months. Well, mostly this current month at the time of this recording. But we'll talk about that for that update. But let's just say, very nervous, and it's going to be very hectic. But I'll still be sure to get that all done and taken care of. Not too much else crazy going on. Mostly just been playing. Well, I guess I did play a couple other spooky games. I was playing a bit more of the Headliners game, which that's been fun. A lot of spooky stuff with that. It's basically one of those dumb get your friends together and let's do some silly stuff here, but it actually had some pretty creepy atmospheric elements to it, because you're basically going around as reporters trying to get photos of these paranormal things going on. Oftentimes you're getting mauled by said paranormal things. I think I got stepped on or bitten or picked up and dropped by a UFO. It was a bit of a, yeah, but no, it was fun. I recommend that if you want to hang with friends and do that. Depending on your group size, if it's only like you and one or two other people, maybe play on easy, because you only get so many chances to get your goal for the headline, and if you don't reach it within those multiple attempts, you're done, and the run has to restart. So playing it on easy might be worth it, mostly just because you can experience all the different crazy things, and you can still get mauled to pieces once it gets to the higher danger things. But no, that was fun. A lot of fun games this month. But yeah, that's kind of the majority of that. Been doing a bit more Warhammer painting and stuff like that. I've been trying to make some casts with a special gel mold and epoxy for pieces I feel like we should have gotten more of, but I'll get around to showcasing that once it's all done, which not too much more work, I don't think. We're almost done with the main stuff, so that'll be fun. Also planning things out for December, because that's going to be another big trip back to the States. We have a little more planned out so far compared to last time, where it was just kind of, hey, family's here. Let's just kind of relax for the first half and then do a bunch of stuff in the second half. But I think we're spacing things out, playing things out, and have a nice, decent break for about, I think it's like 10 days. Yeah, looking forward to that. The most hectic part is trying to get gifts together for everybody and safely getting them to the States. That's always a bit of a nerve-wracking experience, especially considering that in more than one occasion the suitcase has not survived. One case, I don't know what was going on with baggage claim, that they kind of just tossed it around so much that it but and right as I'm recording this, it looks like the trip's already been planned. Nice. All right, talk about timing. So yeah, October's fun. Lots of monster related stuff. Still doing monster related stuff, and lots of painting and building, all that fun stuff. November's going to be the biggest headache and hurdle, but we'll see what happens after that. But yeah, should be pretty chill once all this craziness is done with. But until then, I guess I'll See ya.